ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। In our scriptures, there's a beautiful description that is given about various levels and various categories of devotees. But finally, when the summary is given that who is that topmost devotee or who are those topmost devotees, at that time Lord Chaitanya gives his mata, his opinion. And he says, Aradhyo Bhagavan Rajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadhum Vargena Va Kalpita. So here Lord Chaitanya is giving his opinion and he says that the topmost or the supreme personality is Lord Krishna, or worshipable deity. The topmost abode which needs to be worshipped is Vrindavan Dham. And who are those topmost devotees? The topmost devotees are the gopis of Sri Vrindavan Dham. So those devotees, that is the gopis of Sri Vrindavan Dham, they have the intense mood to worship Lord Krishna. And there are such great devotees. Personalities like Uddhav take admission in their school, and gopis are the teachers, and Uddhav, a great personality, he becomes a student. Now, I don't know how many of you know about Uddhava. Uddhava was almost like personal secretary of Lord Krishna. No human being is given admission in the school of Devatas, but only Uddhava was given admission there. And who was the teacher? Brihaspati was the teacher. So you can imagine how scholarly this personality was, Uddhava. But when he came to Sri Vrindavan and when he saw the devotion of the gopis, he was flat. The thought that he had that I am scholar, that became flat. And he became flat and on the ground paying obeisances to the gopis. And at that time, he was expressing his desire. He said, Asam aho charanareno jusham ahamsyam vrindavane kim api gulma lataushadhinam yadustyajam swajanam arya patham chahitva bhejur mukunda padavim shrutabhir vimrijya. He is pointing to the gopis. Asam of the gopis. Aho charanareno jusham ahamsyam. So I desire the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis. Uddhava goes and asks them, now please give me dust of your lotus feet. They'll not give. Because naturally great devotees are very humble. Yes. And the devotees who are not great, they are proud. So that's how the entire world works. And here we see, Uddhava cannot go and ask. So Uddhava is thinking, what should I do? What should I do to get the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis? Because that's perfection of life. To take the dust of the lotus feet of the great devotees and put it on the head. So Uddhava thought, the best idea is, Vrindavane kimapi gulma lataushadhina. If I become grass in Vrindavan, or some creeper in Vrindavan, some herb in Vrindavan, so these gopis, when they will be running to meet Krishna, when they will be performing various pastimes, they'll surely step on me and I'll get the dust of the lotus feet. Isko kehte hai scholar. So all that he learned in the school of Brihaspati attained perfection when he had this desire. I want to become grass in Vrindavan. Now the question comes, what is that these gopis have done? That even personally like Uddhav is asking that I want dust of their lotus feet. What have these gopis done that Lord Chaitanya is saying that they are the topmost devotees? Ya dustyajam swajanam arya patham chahitva bhejur mukunda padavim shrutibhi vimrigyam. He himself says that they are the ones just to serve Lord Mukunda. They gave up all that is difficult to give. They broke all the ties, which are very difficult to break in this world. The ties of family ties, very difficult to break. But these gopis have done. For what? Only for worshipping the Lord. And among all the gopis, the topmost gopi is Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki jai. See, whatever little bhakti we see in us or in anyone in this world, the source is Srimati Radharani. So all the bhakti that we see in this world is just the expansion of Srimati Radharani. She is Bhakti Devi. She is the one. And when it comes to Lord Krishna, he is Rasaraj. Rasa means happiness in any relationship. So he is the condensed form of bliss of any sort of relationship in this world. He is Rasaraj. And he has unique relationship with every living entity. And he can reciprocate with each and every living entity according to their mood. He is Rasaraj. Then who is Srimati Radharani? Srimati Radharani is Mahabhava Swarupini. Now it's very difficult to understand Bhava and Prema and Mahabhava. For newcomers it's easy to understand Bhava, Prema, etc. But as soon as you practice Bhakti nicely, it's very difficult to understand. Because when people come to Bhakti, they're already in Bhava stage. And the preacher's job is pull them down to Shraddha, and from there again we'll begin. So Srimati Radharani is Mahabhava Swarupini. It means, just at our level, whatever little we can understand. In the service of the Lord, the ecstasy that a devotee can feel, the topmost ecstasy, that topmost ecstasy is only felt by Srimati Radharani. It is described by our acharyas that no Baddha Jeev, no living entity can ever experience what is at Mahabhav. Only Srimati Radharani can experience. Krishna wanted to experience that. And therefore he came down as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's very difficult. When we read the Antya Leela pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's very difficult to digest what actually is he experiencing. Where he remembers Krishna and then suddenly tears are flowing from his eyes, not like this, like this. Like a syringe, the tears are coming out. And when he's there in the kirtan, when he's remembering the Lord, he's getting a lot of sweat on the body. And this sweat is reddish. It's not the way we get. Because it's not just sweat, it's blood that is coming out from the pores of the body of the Lord. And when he would go up, jump high up in the dance. And when he would fall down, sometimes it splashed like water. Many of the times at night, when Mahaprabhu would feel separation from Lord Krishna, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he would just go out from his Gambhira, the place where he would be staying. And then here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is running, Krishna kotha hai, Krishna kotha hai. And the associates of Lord Chaitanya are running, Chaitanya kotha hai, Chaitanya kotha hai. So sometimes what the associate would do, especially the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda, he would lock the door from outside. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy is so great. What would happen is, he would turn into liquid and he would come out of the door and just flow out like that. That's very difficult to understand. What is all this? Therefore I said, it's very difficult to understand what is Mahabhav. And personification of Mahabhav is Srimati Radharani, Mahabhava Swarupini. Krishna gives a lot of importance to Srimati Radharani. He gives the highest position in his own life to Srimati Radharani. And he himself says this. In Narada Puran, it is given. Satyam, Satyam, Punha Satyam, Satyam Eva Punha Punha. Vina Radha Prasadena Mat Prasado Na Vidyate. Krishna is saying that I am telling again and again, repeatedly I am saying, that without attaining mercy of Sri Radha, you can never attain my mercy. And there is a very beautiful, little high-level shloka, which I came across. It caught my attention. So Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, in one of his compositions, which is very esoteric. In that, one of the shloka he writes, Yasya kadapi vasananchala khelanotha dhanyati dhanya pavanena kritarthamani yogendra durgamagatir madhusodanopi tasya namostute vrishabhanu bhuvodishepi. So Prabodhananda Saraswati Path, he is offering obeisances to one of the directions. He is offering obeisances to one of the directions. Which direction? That direction from which some wind is blowing. What wind is this? Why this wind is so special? Because this wind is blowing and has touched one of the corners of the clothes of Srimati Radharani. And that wind has come in the direction where Krishna is standing. And when that wind comes close to Krishna and Krishna gets the experience of that wind, he feels himself, oh, I am the most fortunate one. Krishna feels that. Now here, our Acharya is saying, who is that who is feeling himself to be most fortunate? That person who is very difficult to be attained, even by great yogis and great Indras. That person, that Madhusudan, he is feeling Krithartha. He is feeling very, very fortunate. To that direction where Rishabhanu Nandini is standing, I offer my repeated obeisances. So look at how much importance Krishna is giving to Srimati Radharani. But at the same time, when we are speaking all this, one of the things that devotees shouldn't forget is the position of Krishna and the position of Srimati Radharani. Where sometimes out of that bhava stage which I was speaking about, yes. So because of that, sometimes some devotees might speak some things which might not be in line with Siddhanta. Therefore, Siddhanta should always be understood, when we are speaking and discussing all these subject matters. So always remember one thing, that Krishna remains the Vishaya Vigraha. He is the object of worship. Always. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one can take his position. He is that personality. And what is the position of Srimati Radharani? The position of Srimati Radharani is, she is Ashraya Vigraha. She is always in the position of taking shelter of Krishna. Always. Never it will happen that Srimati Radharani is giving shelter to Krishna. Srimati Radharani will be taking shelter of Krishna. Obviously. Because Radharani's devotion is so great, so very great, we can see that Krishna gives her a very, very high position. At times, Lord Krishna goes and touches Srimati Radharani's feet in various pastimes. Now that does not mean that they have exchanged their position of being Ashraya Vigraha and Vishaya Vigraha. Krishna always remains Vishaya Vigraha and Srimati Radharani always remains Ashraya Vigraha. And in the various different pastimes, sometimes we might feel that the positions have changed, but never it will change according to Siddhanta. This has to be very clear. Then we can understand all these subject matters. So Srimati Radharani, why she is topmost devotee? What is so great about Srimati Radharani? Let's try to understand. And this pravachan is not something which I have compiled. This pravachan is personally given by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking. And he is giving the description about why this personality, Sri Radha, is a topmost devotee. Once what happened is, one of the Sakhis, if I'm not wrong, Lalita Sakhi, she approaches Srimati Radharani and she says, you love Krishna so much. You're so attached to him. But he does not come to meet you. Many times. I would suggest, oh Sakhi, give up his association. Enough is enough. At that time, the Sakhi giving ashwasan to her, if you give up his association, then you will actually become happy. So that time Srimati Radharani, she chants a very beautiful verse, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, is chanting for all of us. And we chant this every day in Chaitanya Shikshastakam. The last verse, very deep and very intense. Ashleshava padaratam pinashtumam Adarshanan marmahatam karotu va Yatha tathava vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu sa evana paraha. Now here, Srimati Radharani is saying, Ashkleshya, Padaratam, Pinashtumam. The mood is that when I embrace the feet of my Lord, the Lord Sri Krishna, He may embrace me tight, give me a lot of love and affection. Or when I'm embracing His feet, He might just kick me, He might trample me. Adarshanan, He might give darshan to me, and at times He might not give darshan to me. Marma hatam karotuva makes me broken hearted. Yatha tathava vidadhatu lampato, He is lampat. Purposely, in front of me, He might have pastimes with other gopis. Purposely. Even at that time, O Sakhi, let me tell you, Mat prananathastu sa eva na paraha. He remains my Lord forever. No one can replace Him. Now, this mood we'll try to understand more deeper. Actually, very deep, and at least for sadhakas like myself, it's very difficult to describe. But there is agreed that if we describe this, if we try to understand this, someday we'll be able to understand it. Not completely, but to a great extent. And someday we might get maybe the particle of the drop of the ocean of the mood of service that Srimati Radharani has. So with that greed, we'll try to understand this particular shloka. So describing this shloka, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has composed in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he goes on to describe more about this particular shloka. And he says, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Ami Krishna padadasi teho rasa sukha rashi alingya kare atma sath kibana diya darshana jare na mora tanumana tabu teha mora prananath. Ami Krishna padadasi. So what is my position? Look at the mood of Srimati Radharani. I am Krishna's maidservant, always serving His lotus feet. Teho rasa sukha rashi. And who is Krishna? Krishna is a reservoir of transcendental happiness. He is Rasaraj. Alingya kare atma sath. He may tightly embrace me at times and make me feel oneness with Him. And at times, kiba nadiya darshana jare mora tanumana tabu teho. And sometimes He might not give me darshan for many, many days together. And maybe eternally He might not give me darshan. Jare na mora tanumana. And at times, He might destroy my mind, my body. Even then, nevertheless, tabu teho, nevertheless, mora prananath is Krishna. My prananath is Krishna. And then she is saying, Sakhi hai shuna mora manera nischay. So Radharani is telling, let me tell you what is my nischay, what is the determination, or what is the decision that I have taken. Kiba anuraga kare, kiba dukha diya mare, mora praneshwara Krishna anyanai. So here, Srimati Radharani is saying, that, hey Sakhi, listen. I have made one very strong decision in my life. What is that decision? Kiba anuraga kare. Let Him shower a lot of affection onto me, a lot of love onto me. Kiba dukkha diya mare, and sometimes let Him give me a lot of pain and kill me. Mora praneshwara Krishna anyanai. Let Him do whatever He wants. My praneshwar, the life and soul of mine, is Krishna, and no one else can replace Him. No one else can replace Him. So this is the mood of Srimati Radharani. Now some Sakhi might ask, oh, so much you are saying that Krishna is your pran, Krishna is your pran. But we have seen you getting angry on Krishna. We have seen you speaking harshly to Krishna. What is that? Looks like at times you hate Krishna. Now here we need to understand What is this mood of Srimati Radharani then? Once what happened is, Srimati Radharani did man. Man means she is not interested to talk to Krishna. She is in a sulking mood, rebuking mood. And many times what would happen, Krishna would come and he would console her. And Srimati Radharani, after some time, she'll be consoled. Lot of solace will be given to Srimati Radharani and she'll get back to Krishna. But one day she did Mahaman. Krishna is trying his best to pacify her and she's not getting pacified. No, I don't want to see your face. No, I don't want to talk to you. And this went on and on for a long time. At that time, Krishna said, in no incarnation, I worked so hard, O Sri Radhe. As in Varaha Avatar, I picked up earth. I didn't feel so much of stress. In the avatar of being Narsimha, I fought with Hiranyakashipu and ripped him apart. Even at that time, I didn't feel that I was doing any hard work. But now I am feeling, I am tired. Now, here comes the question that then why she is doing all this? And the answer which Srimati Radharani herself gives, she says, just to give pleasure to Krishna. Hey, what is this? When you harshly speak to someone, when you chastise someone, you feel pleasure? You come to complain to me. Prabhu, wo theek se baat nahi kar raha hai. He is not treating me properly, etc., etc. And here Srimati Radharani is saying, whenever I chastise Krishna, whenever I have the sulking mood, when I don't talk to him, when I'm angry at him, he gets a lot of pleasure. So let's ask Krishna. You feel a lot of pleasure, O Krishna, when Srimati Radharani, she chastises you, when she gets angry on you? And Krishna says, Priya jadi mana kare bhartsan, Veda stuti haite hare sei moraman. So Krishna is saying that when Veda stuti is done from Vedas, when various different hymns are chanted, yes, that's very satisfying, that's very nice. But you know what? What satisfies me more? What gives me more pleasure? When my Priya, when Sri Radha, when she chastises me, oh, those words of chastisement in anger, oh, those are much, much higher than the hymns of Vedic scriptures. Praman. Praman that Krishna feels pleasure when Srimati Radharani, when she gets angry and she speaks harshly to Krishna. And very nicely it is described in the same section. Kanta Krishna kare rosha, Krishna paya santosha, Sukha paya tadana bharsane. Yatha yogya kare mana, Krishna tate sukha pana, Chade mana alpa sadhane. Kanta Krishna kare rosha. The beloved of Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani, at times she'll get angry. Kare rosha. And when she gets angry, what happens? Krishna paya santosha. Krishna feels very satisfied. Sukha paya tadana bharsane. He feels very satisfied, extremely pleased when he's chastised by Srimati Radharani. Jatha yogya kare mana, Krishna tate sukha pana. So just to give pleasure to Krishna, Srimati Radharani, she is doing this Leela called the Mana Leela. And when Krishna comes to console her, pacify her, Chade mana alpa sadhane. With little sadhana which Krishna does. So all of us, we do sadhana for what? To please Krishna. But Krishna does sadhana to please Srimati Radharani. Remember, Siddhanta shouldn't be forgotten. Ashraya Vigraha, Vishaya Vigraha will never change. Krishna remains the Vishaya Vigraha always. And Srimati Radharani is the Ashraya Vigraha. She always takes shelter of Krishna. But in this pastime, to serve Krishna, she is getting angry. And she is doing this Man Leela with only one mode, that my Prananath, my Praneshwar, he will be happy, he will get pleasure, so let me become angry. But as soon as Krishna does some little sadhana to please Srimati Radharani, so at that time Srimati Radharani, she becomes pacified and she gets back. Oh, okay, my Praneshwar is here. What are the different sadhanas that Krishna does, Once Man Leela, Radharani was doing. And why she was doing this Man Leela?
Why she was angry on Krishna? Because as usual, he was late to come to the spot, the meeting spot. So Srimati Radharani instructed all the Sakhis, I'm going inside the Kunja. Make sure that black boy is not allowed inside. And Krishna came. He came there. He was very happy. He came. I'm going to meet my Priya, Srimati Radharani. So he went there, and then you can imagine. See, the gopis are like very strong gopis. They're standing at the door as guards. And Krishna started walking inside, and the gopis, hey, not allowed. No, I want to meet. I want to meet Radha. No, not allowed. She has ordered. And she is our queen. Whatever she says, I will follow that. You're not allowed inside. Now, when Krishna started thinking, what to do? Now she is doing Man Leela. He cannot go inside and console her, pacify her. These two are standing here. Then he started asking these two, the Sakhis who were standing there. Not just two, there were many, looks like. Okay, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What sadhana am I supposed to do to please Srimati Radharani? When I am speaking, I am saying Srimati Radharani. I am sure Krishna would not say that. He would say Sri Radha or Radha. So the gopis there, the Sakhi said, you have to chant the holy names of the Supreme Goddess, Sri Radha. Are you ready? He said, okay. And Krishna started chanting, O Radhe, O Radhe. Chant attentively. O Radhe, O Radhe. Why there are no tears in your eyes? And tears started flowing from Krishna's eyes. Why you are not sitting on your knees? Sit down on your knees and cry out the holy names of Sri Radha. And he started loudly calling out to Srimati Radharani, O Radhe, O Radhe. And this went on for a long time. And Srimati Radharani, she was so pleased with Krishna's sadhana, she came out. And she told the Sakhis, Arey hato, itna mat rulao mere Thakur ko. So in this way, we see that various such pastimes are done. And at times we might feel, why is Srimati Radharani is doing all this? And here the mood is clear that she is doing all these different pastimes just to serve Krishna. Even when she is getting angry, she is getting angry only to give pleasure to Krishna. That's it. Lord Chaitanya continues in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He says, there are some shlokas which we might not elaborately discuss because we might not understand. I'll just summarize and we'll move forward. Chhadi anya nari gana mora vasha tanu mana mora saubhagya prakata karya tasabare diya pida amasane kare krida sei nare gani dekhaiya. Hey Sakhi, you know what? Sometimes Krishna would only have pastimes with me. And he just reject all the other gopis. And at that time, he makes me very, very fortunate. And all of them, they feel the pain. So in Braj, there are two groups. You know there are two groups? There are two groups of gopis. One group is headed by Srimati Radharani. And there is a rival group. And the rival group is headed by another gopi and her name is Chandravali. And always there is a tussle between these two groups. And what is a tussle? Tussle is who will serve Krishna better. And let me tell you a secret. You know who is Chandravali? Radharani's expansion. So Radharani herself, she is expanding into a gopi, Chandravali. And there is a group. And here there is a group of Srimati Radha and there is a tussle. And here Srimati Radharani is saying, sometimes Krishna would perform pastimes with me only. And that group, they feel pained at that time. But sometimes, what he does, Kiba teho lampata, Shatha dhrita sakapata, Anya nari gana kari saath, More dite mana pida, More aage kare krida, Tabu teha more prananath. Hey Sakhi, sometimes this lampat, this debauchee, you know what he does? Shatha, he is deceitful anyways. Drishta, he is ziddi, he is obstinate. Sakapata, he is having the defect of cheating propensity. Oh, according to us only we have cheating propensity, no? One of the four defects. But here Radharani says, Sakapata, cheating propensity. Ours is on the material platform, Krishna is on the transcendental platform. And here it's described, Anya Nari Gane Kare Saath. Sakhi, sometimes, what he does? Purposely, he'll go to that group. He'll perform pastimes with them, and where? Not in seclusion, in front of me. To give me pain. But Sakhi, even then, nevertheless, Mora Prananath, he remains my Prananath. Whatever he does, he still remains my Prananath. Now look at the intense, deep mood of Srimati Radharani. She says something so deep. Nagani apana dukha sabhe vanchi tara sukha amara tatparya. More jadi diya dukha tara haila mahasukha. Sei dukha mora sukha varya. She's saying, Na gani apana dukha. Hey Sakhi, I don't count the pain that I get. Sabe vanchi tara sukha. But every time I desire only one thing. I desire only happiness of Krishna. Sukha of Krishna. Tara sukha amara tatparya. The aim of my life, the tatparya of my life, the goal of my life is to give pleasure to Krishna. See, through these shlokas, we have been told what should be our mood as sadhakas. So what is the goal of our life? We have to understand. Or what should be the goal of our life? We should understand from these shlokas. And she continues and she says, Mora jadi diya dukha, tara haile mahasukha. Hey Sakhi, if he gives me pain, and by giving me pain, if he feels a lot of happiness, say dukha mora sukha varya. So that dukkha, which is giving him mahasukha, that dukkha becomes sukha for me. That pain becomes happiness for me because he is getting great happiness. Let's analyze the shloka a little more. See, one thing that we need to understand is, many times people talk about love. Love in this world. And especially unmarried boys and girls, they talk more. Love. One thing that we need to understand is, actually there is no love in this material world. Why? The only thing that we have in this world is lust. Why? Because in that lusty mode, the only thing that I can think of is my happiness. My happiness. Love is what? How do we understand love? Even in the greatest calamity, the mood of true love will not change. It will go on increasing. It will not get affected. But in this world, you see, there is no love that goes on increasing. The love decreases. Normally we speak about the love between the man and a woman. And we understand, okay, initially, there is so much of attraction, there is so much of affection. They say, we love each other so much. And as the years goes on together, the same thing, the true love goes on slowly. It goes on decreasing. Because that is not love anyways. That's lust. Because the man wants to enjoy, the female wants to enjoy, they come together. And the mood is all about enjoying each other. The mood is not giving enjoyment to other. Yes. Therefore it is called as lust. But when the definition of love is asked, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, a beautiful definition is given. Atmendriya priti vancha tari boli ka Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare premana. As soon as I think my happiness, as soon as this thought comes, I want to be happy in any activity, immediately we need to understand that is not called as prem, that is called as kama, lust, sense gratification. So what is actually love? What is prema? That activity which gives pleasure to Krishna, that activity is actually prema. And here is clear definition. And Chaitanya Charitamrita also says that this lust is like iron, the metal iron, and love is like gold. Where is the comparison of iron and gold? Iron is tuchha and gold is shrestha. Similarly, our feelings, which we call as love, is actually lust, and that is tuchha. And when it comes to love, that is supreme. And that love is manifested only towards the Supreme Lord by pure devotees. Because pure devotees always think about only one thing: how to give pleasure to Krishna. Like we are seeing in this shloka, that Srimati Radharani is saying, if he gives me pain and he gets great happiness, then that pain is actually sukha for me. That pain is actually happiness for me. But in this world, even when it comes to sadhakas, we see little pain they go through in their life because of their own prarabdha. Immediately they start pointing towards the Lord. So much bhakti I am doing. So much bhakti. And still, why so much of pain? Why is Krishna testing me so much? But Krishna does not have any other job or what? Keep testing you? So many times people have come to ask me this question. And who are those? Mostly the ones who don't chant Hare Krishna. And sometimes even the ones who chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds every day, following correlative principles. But when their mood is not proper, when they're in mode of ignorance, they also sometimes come and say, why Krishna is doing this with me? मैंने कुछ गलत किया है क्या? Is Lord not pleased with me? If Lord is not pleased with you, then thing that will happen is not grow in bhakti. That's it. Yes. But because of our prarabdha, we are going through pain in life. That we need to understand very clearly. The material pain that we go through is because of our own prarabdha. But when it comes to great devotees, whatever happens in their life, whatever, for them, in that situation, how to give pleasure to Krishna is what is their thought process. They don't blame Krishna, they don't curse Krishna. There are people who curse the Lord also. They feel they are supreme. They are so supreme that they can curse Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, this point is very clear that all these different obnoxious thought process that we get at times is because we don't have love towards Krishna. We just have lust in our heart, where all the time we keep craving for sense gratification. Each and every sense of my body should get pleasure. ठीक है, कृष्णा का pleasure बाद में, पहले मुझे चाहिए. And this invariably we'll see in all of us, unfortunately. At least it's there in me. I don't know about you all. First we think about ourselves. I want happiness. I want to do sense gratification. पहले खाएंगे, उसके बाद भगवान की भक्ति करेंगे. Yes. That's the mood. Only once in a while, we fast and we do nirjal. And next day we go in front of the Lord as chhati taan ke. मैं किया, मैं nirjal किया, तेरे लिए. So in that also there's a different pride. How obnoxious our mood is. So therefore, whenever we read about these great personalities, suddenly we realize, अरे बाप रे, कहाँ ये लोग, कहाँ हम लोग हैं. There is no comparison. There's no comparison at all. In this world, whatever we do for others, we expect reciprocation. And people tell also. There was one school-going boy who came to me once with his parents and he was telling, I do so much for my friends, but they don't reciprocate with me. And because of that, he went into depression. I had to counsel him. And it's but obvious, everyone in this world, even forget about others, even in devotee circle, even the circle of sadhakas, so much I helped him, but when I needed him, he was not there. So what does that mean? It means when I'm doing something, I expect something in return. Yes. So even when I'm doing some seva for Lord Krishna, there is expectation. Some expectation is there. If there's spiritual expectation, spiritual desire, okay, no problem. But if there's some material expectation, material desire, then it's a problem. Only when you're laid off from the job, all Ekadashis, you start doing Nirjal. And what is Sankalpa of Nirjal Ekadashis? Yes. Oh Lord, remove me from your eternal job and give me a material job. Yes. So actually in this world, we Baddha Jivas, we know to give with an expectation to take. Never we have this mood, just give. No. But when it comes to the great devotees of the Lord, their mood is only to give. And Krishna himself is saying this in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. He says, Na pareham niravadya samyuja swasadu krityam vyudhayushapi vaha yama bhajan durjara geha shrinkalaah samvrishya tadvah pratiyatu sadhuna. So here Krishna is saying, he is saying, na pareham niravadya samyujam. He's telling the gopis, the topmost devotees. You know what he says? He says that na parayeham, I'm not able to. Niravadya samyujam, glorifying the gopis. And he's saying, those who are free, completely free from deceit, externally something, internally something else. They're very simple. Pure devotees, they're very simple. The hearts of pure devotees, great devotees, their hearts are like child, innocent. Swasadhu krityam vibudha ayushya api. So Lord is telling that whatever you people have done for me, without asking me anything, in return, even for many, many lifetimes of Devtas, even if I try to give back something, I'll not be able to compensate what actually you have given to me. Krishna is saying. Krishna is basically saying that I'm eternally indebted to you. Normally we express our indebtedness to the Lord, that, oh Lord, I'm indebted to you. You've done so much for me, oh Lord, you've so much for me. And with that mood, devotee feels fortunate, and with that mood, devotee tries to offer himself to the Lord in complete surrender. But here Krishna is surrendering. And Krishna is saying that you have done so much for me, I cannot repay. I'm eternally indebted. Even lifetimes after lifetimes, even if you try to repay, I'll not be able to repay. I'll not be able to compensate whatever you have done to me. I'm eternally indebted to you. He's telling the topmost devotees, the gopis headed by Srimati Radharani. Why? What they have done? What is that they have done so great that Krishna is saying that he is eternally indebted? Ya ma bhajan. They have worshipped Krishna. How? Durjara geha shrinkalaah samvrishya. Cutting all the links that they have in their life. All those relationships that they have in their life. Cutting all of that. And just with one pointed focus serving Krishna. And Krishna is saying, that which is so difficult to cut in this world, so difficult to cut in the samsara, there is relationship, with various members of the family, that you have done. For what? Only to serve me. Tadvaha pratiyayuta sadhuna. Very difficult to give, very difficult to repay. Now, see, this is the mood of Lord Krishna towards those devotees who are just serving Krishna without any motive, without any expectation. They've understood that Krishna is that eternal Supreme Personality. He is the Lord of my life. And they just give their life onto the lotus feet of Krishna. And their mood is, I just want to serve Krishna. I don't want to do anything else in life. When that is the mood of the devotees, Krishna's mood is this. He becomes eternally indebted. And especially towards gopis, he's eternally indebted. In all these different shlokas that we're discussing, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gives a purport to this shloka. This shloka where we are talking about More jadi diya dukha tara haila mahasukha. The pain that the Lord is giving, and if he is feeling great happiness, that pain is actually happiness for me. For this shloka, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, a devotee does not care about his own happiness and distress. He is simply interested in seeing that Krishna is happy, and for that purpose he engages in various activities. Now, whatever activities a pure devotee does is only to please Krishna, to see Krishna happy. Now, it might be a little high level for us because this is completely opposite to what we think. Yes. At every moment we just keep thinking about how can we become happy. But here we're talking about those great souls who are only interested in giving happiness to Krishna and nothing else. A pure devotee has no way of sensing happiness except by seeing that Krishna is happy in every respect. So it means that pure devotees don't become happy ever? No, it's not like that. Pure devotees, they don't expect any other type of happiness. There's only one type of happiness that comes in their life automatically. And you know what is that? Seeing Krishna happy. So when they see Krishna happy, naturally, they feel very happy. We will see this in our life also. We are what? Chutku sadhakas in Krishna consciousness. So what big sadhana or what big seva we are doing. But still we will see that any time when we render some selfless service for the mission, naturally there is a different bliss in the heart. पता है कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला in return. कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला, बस body pain करेगा रात को सोते समय. Paining. But still there's a different bliss and we also don't know where is it coming from. You know why is that is coming? Our acharyas say that since Krishna is pleased and he is happy by our service, naturally the living entity also feels that happiness. And when it comes to these great souls, these great pure devotees, for them, the only source of happiness is this. That is, whenever Krishna is happy, that is actually source of my happiness. They become happy. So with time, I don't know when this things will manifest in our life, but someday it should manifest. That in our life, we don't endeavor for our own personal sense gratification and to derive happiness from that sense gratification, but endeavor to give gratification to Krishna's senses. And without any expectation, naturally we will become happy in life. Therefore, it is said that in Krishna consciousness, there is eternal happiness. And devotees keep searching, where is it? Where is it? Is it in Gulab Jamun or Rasmalai or where is it? Which day will I get that happiness? Now that day, when actually we come to this stage, with this mode of giving happiness to Krishna, and naturally without expectation, that bliss will manifest in the heart. Therefore we say that when we get connected to the source of happiness, that is Krishna, naturally we become happy. Saraswati Thakur, he continues. If Krishna becomes happy by giving him distress, such a devotee accepts that unhappiness as the greatest of all happiness. Thoda difficult hai na ye mode. You're getting distressed, and you know that Krishna is giving. Say, you know, Krishna is giving, and you're like, whatever it is, this is sukha for me. This is sukha for me. See, these, somehow, one thing that I see is, all these wonderful concepts which are given in Shastra is known to general public also. So sometimes, we see this, the ones who are not doing bhakti, but have all this understanding. When they're going through some tough phase in life, they go into the temple and say, "Aapko sukh mil raha hai na isse? Sukh mil raha hai." And especially in the movies and all, ghanti baja ke, "Aapko sukh mil raha hai isse?" ठीक है, चलो, आपका सुख ही मेरा सुख. So these are all dialogues directly coming from Shastra. Yes. But those dialogues without having the mood. But when we advance in devotional service, this is the mood, that the devotee gets. Actually, therefore, you will see that even when a devotee, seemingly externally, for sadhakas like us, we might see, he is going through so much of distress. But actually, he is not going through any distress. He is feeling very, very happy. He is blissful. Why? Because this is the mode. Take it. Whatever happens in my life, if he is pleased, okay, I am pleased. I am pleased. I am happy. That's the mood of a devotee. Those who are materialistic, Saraswati Thakur is saying, however, who are very proud of material wealth and have no spiritual knowledge, like Prakrita Sahajiyas, regard their own happiness as the aim of life. Some of them aspire to enjoy themselves by sharing the happiness of Krishna. This is the mentality of fruitive workers who want to enjoy sense gratification by making a show of service to Krishna. So sometimes we might also find ourselves falling in this category. Our situation is very pathetic, Sometimes we fall in the category of pure devotee. Sometimes that mood is different, ekdam. Sarvasva Tumar. You're coming in front of the Lord. Everything is yours. And that's the mood. Bas, only for Lord's pleasure I live my life. And suddenly we are the most dirtiest materialist of this world. Hankering only for one's own personal sense gratification. So we keep switching like this. That's how the sadhakas are. We keep switching like this. But as and when we advance in bhakti, we will become stable in the proper mode. Because we were stable in one of the mode. Then we got puzzled in two modes. And then we'll settle in the higher mode. Or the highest mode, I should say. So this is the wonderful mood that we see, which is manifested by Srimati Radharani all the time. Therefore, she is a great devotee. Story is not yet ended. It becomes more deeper now. Please hear. Ye narira vanche Krishna, tara rupe satrishna, tare na paya haya dukhi. Mui tara paya padi laya jaha hate dhari, krida karanta tare korun sukhi. So Srimati Radharani is saying, very difficult mode to digest, but we'll just hear for our own purification. Srimati Radharani is saying that if Krishna sees some gopi who is very beautiful, to be frank, there is no beautiful personality than Srimati Radharani in the entire creation, both material and spiritual worlds put together. But this is the humility of Srimati Radharani where she is saying, if my Lord Krishna, if he gets attracted to someone's beauty, some gopi who is very beautiful, and he is feeling pain that he is not able to attain that gopi, you know, Sakhi, what I will do? I will go to that gopi and fall at her feet and get her to Krishna. That my Lord wants you. And she continues and she says, Sei nare jai kene Krishna marma vyatha jane, tabu Krishna kare gadha rosh. Nija sukhe mane kaj padu katar shire vaj, Krishnera matra chahi santosh. But now, in a very angry mood, Srimati Radharani is saying, why does a woman continue to live who knows that Krishna's heart is unhappy, but still she shows her deep anger towards him? She is interested in her own happiness. And now there is a curse from Srimati Radharani and she says, I condemn such a woman to be struck on the head with a thunderbolt because we simply desire Krishna's happiness. Now, Srimati Radharani's mode is very difficult to understand. At least for men, it's very difficult to understand what does all this mean. Maybe females will be able to connect a little more. Because there is a natural possessiveness, for one's own master. But here, the possessiveness is not in terms of I'll enjoy the master. The possessiveness is he should get happiness. And here is another very deep shloka. Jai gopi mora kare dveshe, Krishnera kare santoshe, Krishna jare kari abhilashe. Mui tare ghare jaha, tare sevon dasi jaha, tabe mora sukhera ullas. If there is some gopi, Jai gopi mora kare dveshe, who is very envious of me, but Krishna desires her, and that gives him happiness. So what will you do, Srimati Radharani? If that is the case, she says, Mui tare ghare jaha, I'll go to her house. Tare sevon dasi jaha, I'll go and become her dasi. Tabe mora sukhera ullas. And at that time, when she agrees to give pleasure to Krishna, that is the perfection of my life. Now, it's a very difficult thing to digest. ऐसा कैसे कोई कर सकता है? Yes. Because in this world, we just know people who want to enjoy, who are possessive because he is my master. He should give enjoyment only to me. And sometimes, we will see this mode even in the association of sadhakas. Krishna ko sukh keval main dunga, mere seva dwara. This seva, only I will do. I'll not give it to anyone. No, Prabhu, but he can do it better. No, better nahi. Krishna will feel pleasure only when I render service. Yes. See, what happens is because of our anarthas, at times, we don't see that the mission should proceed, the mission should advance, the mission should flourish, Krishna should get pleasure. वैसा सब नहीं. I should feel good. मैंने सेवा किया. I should feel good and I'll feel very good only when others will come and acknowledge how that seva was done. Sometimes such obnoxious thought process we also get. What to do? We are filled with anarthas, no? But those devotees who understand, this is the mood that I'm supposed to have. You know what happens? Those devotees are the ones who will keep the service of the Lord in front, and their mood is, Lord should get the best service. मैं करूँ या कोई और करे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. That's the mood of Srimati Radharani. Yes. It doesn't matter who does the service, but Lord should get the pleasure. It doesn't matter who does the service. The mission should advance. The Krishna consciousness should spread everywhere. Now don't take it in the extreme end of the other side. Anyways, I don't know how to do anything. I cannot do anything for the mission. But I'll take prasad and take rest. This will also not work. We endeavor hard to do something for the mission, to give pleasure to Krishna. But as soon as we understand that someone else can do better service than me, what I should do? I should serve that devotee, assist that devotee. Prabhu, you do. I'll assist you. This is the mood. But as soon as this mood is perverted, if this is not the mood and we have a completely opposite thing, that I should be the center, I should be serving the Lord or whatever, you know what happens? So much of politics takes place in the group of sadhakas. Sometimes newcomers, when they come and unfortunately when they find some immature sadhakas doing some politics just to have some position or some service or this or that, whatever, obnoxious one, they feel, oh, yahan bhi yahi hota hai. Mere office mein bhi yahi hota hai. So what's the difference between that and this? They become completely perplexed. Completely perplexed. They don't understand. Why? Because the expectation of newcomers is what, The expectation of newcomers is this mode. This mode is their expectation. Every devotee should have this mode. Selflessly serving so that the mission should advance. Selflessly serving so that Krishna should get pleasure. Nothing for one's own sense gratification. Somehow, without reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, they know how the devotee should be. Yes. And when they come, they have that glasses. They wear these glasses and come. Are devotees like this or no? No? Useless people. I don't want to be in devotees. Out. I'll find someone else. Somewhere else. I'll go. Therefore, this mode is very important. And with time, if you really want to analyze your advancement in bhakti, all of us, including myself, we can have this as a parameter. Am I really interested to give pleasure to Krishna and help the mission to advance? Or I have some vested interest in that. When I want something for myself, I want some position, I want some area, I want some people or whatever, some resources, etc., etc. Then we understand, kuch nahi hone wala is janam mein to hamara. Nothing is going to happen in this life. Yes. And at times when we are stuck, with our own anarthas, we are not able to make decisions in some preaching endeavors or guiding someone or some resources, or especially when it comes to sharing of resources. And at that time, when we think about this mode, that mission should advance. Naturally, a different bliss, manifests. And all the problem that is there in front gets sorted out. Just with this one mode, mission should advance. Me or someone else can be the instrument, doesn't matter. So now, Srimati Radharani, when she's speaking about this, that I'll go and serve her. So maybe Sakhis might say, ऐसे कभी हुआ है? ऐसे किसने किया है पहले? Oh, Shri Radhe, has anyone done this before? And she gives authentic Pauranic Katha. She says, Kushti Viprera Ramani, Pati Vrata Shiromani, Pati Lage Kaila Veshyara Seva, Stambila Suryera Gati, Jiaila Mritapati, Tushta Kaila Mukhya Tina Deva. See, this is how we have to speak in Parampara. Srimati Radharani is quoting from the three Puranas where this pastime is given. Aditya Puran, Markandeya Puran, Padma Puran. Prabhupada quotes this three Purans in the purport. So I'll tell you the pastime, what is that? So Srimati Radharani is quoting this and she says, there was a great Pativarta Patni in a place called Madhya Desh, and her name was Sevya. Sevya, her only goal of life was serving the husband. That's it. Have you heard this? Previously, ladies were like that. Pativrata. Just worshipping the husband. Pati Dev. So who is their worshipable deity? Pati. Sometimes now our boys expect, I should get some female like that. I hear sometimes, Prabhu, I want a very submissive girl for myself as my wife. See, you're not Deva and she is not Pativrata. First you get divine qualities, then expect all this. Yes. So previously, the men were like that. They were very staunch, in their qualities, divine qualities. Dharma. And females were very submissive. And naturally, females were trained, to be submissive. So what happened is, all the time she was engaged in service of the husband. Once the husband, he got leprosy. Kushta Rog. Kushta Rog was called as Maharog in the past because there was no medicine for it. And as soon as someone gets Kushta Rog, that person would be put outside the village because they would feel that it will spread and all that. But even when he got Kushta, leprosy, this Pativrata Nari, Sevya, she would continue doing the service. With her own hands, she would serve the husband, was almost handicapped. One day when he was there, outside, just sitting, there's a prostitute who passed by. And that prostitute was very beautiful. And this person, he was feeling a lot of pain in the heart. Oh, she's so beautiful. I'll not be able to associate with her. And this pain, he obviously murmured. But the wife was there behind, doing some service. So she heard this. And said, what did you say? What did you say? What do you want? What do you want? So he was very embarrassed. No, nothing. No, you wanted something, I heard. You wanted something. Then after she pressurized him, then he said, that prostitute was so beautiful. How will I ever get her association? Actually, I want to enjoy with her. Now, Sevya started thinking, if I go to this prostitute and tell that my husband wants to enjoy her, she might not agree. Can you imagine? She got this thought that I'll go and talk to her and get her. So Sevya, she thought she will not agree anyways, because which prostitute will agree to unite with a leper? You know what Sevya did? Sevya started, she's a Brahmani. Sevya is a Brahmani. She is the wife of a Brahmana, taken birth in a Brahmana family. And they maintain a lot of purity. These ladies in the past, were in Brahmana families, had a lot of tejas. So much chastity they would maintain, purity they would maintain. So this chaste lady, such pure lady, she started going to the house of prostitute. Without anyone's notice, he started cleaning the angan of the prostitute's house. She started putting gobar, cow dung, to make it pure and very nice. And this started happening every day. And the prostitute would come out and she would say, who has done this? It's so beautiful. You'd ask her associates, Tune kiya? And everyone, no, we didn't do. Continuously this went on for 3 days. And finally, 4th day, the prostitute, she caught Sevya. Hey, you're doing every day. I'm so happy with this. Take this wealth. Now, Sevya said, I don't want wealth. I have a request for you. What is that request? My husband desires to unite with you. Please unite with him. And this lady, she became mad. This prostitute went mad. How can a lady be so chaste to give pleasure to the husband? So at that time, the prostitute said, no, how can I do this? She felt embarrassed. And here Sevya is begging, no, you should. Only by your association, my husband will get pleasure. Then prostitute, she agreed, okay. But I cannot come to your place. If people get to know I've associated with a leper, they'll not associate with me. She had her own problems. Then Sevya said, no problem. I will get my husband on my back. I'll come to you. I'll get him. So she went. And prostitute had told, get him in the middle of the night. Don't get him in the morning. No one should see that he's coming to my house. So she went to the husband and she said, I've convinced her. She has agreed. Let's go to her. And the husband, I'm a leper. I cannot walk. How will I walk? Don't worry. I'll take you on my back. And she took the husband on the back. Now what happened is simultaneously something else had happened in that place. There were some burglary that took place. Some thieves had come and stolen, some things from the kingdom, from the king's treasury. And somehow, by mistake, a great sage was caught because these thieves might have kept something in his kutir, and then the soldiers found. And this sage, his name was Mandavya Rishi. He was very, very powerful Rishi. So this Mandavya Rishi, And one other place is given Markandeya Rishi. So this sage, he was put on Suli, Janga. So the big rod, and on that you're kept. And slowly, the rod will pierce, from bottom, and the person will be killed. Now, even when he was kept on that, this sage was so powerful, he was in his deep meditation and he was feeling no pain. But at the middle of the night, when Saviya was carrying the husband, so since he was a leper, there was obnoxious smell that would come from his body because the body parts will decay. So this obnoxious smell disturbed Mandavya's meditation, and he started feeling the pain of the huge equipment, or what should I say, the sharp thing that was piercing his body. He felt that pain. And immediately Mandavya Rishi, he proclaimed a curse and he said, whoever has given me this pain, I curse him, that he should die when the sun rises. And Saviya heard this. And Saviya, she said that if that's the case, then may the sun never rise. Now her chastity was so great. Saviya's chastity was so great that actually sun did not rise for 3 days. And all the Devatas, they were all in great calamity. They went to Brahma, the three Murtis, and they begged Brahma, Vishnu and the Lord Shiva, what's happening? What's happening? And these three Murtis, they knew what's happening. So these three Murtis, they went to Saviya and they said, Arey, let the sun rise. See, all the living entities are getting troubled. And she is saying, I don't know about others. My master, my Lord, he should be protected. I'm not angry at anyone, but I want to protect him. Therefore, I'll not allow the sun to rise. What do you want? I want my husband to be protected. Okay, we'll protect your husband. No, but he'll be killed as soon as sun rises. And the three Murtis, they said, don't worry. As soon as the sun rises, he will be made into ashes. And from those ashes, your husband will come out with a youthful body. So this was the pact that was signed. And Saviya agreed. And Saviya said, okay, sun can rise. Sun rose, the husband was put into ashes, and from those ashes, a very, very beautiful personality came out, a youthful personality came out. Because the three Murtis were satisfied with the chastity of this female. And this pastime is quoted by Srimati Radharani. And she says, now you'll be able to appreciate this shloka. Kushti viprera ramani, pati vrata shiromani, pati lage kaila vaisharya seva, stambila suryera gati, jiyaila mritapati, tushta kaila mukhya tina deva. Yes, I don't think I have to explain the shloka now. So Srimati Radharani is quoting this, and Srimati Radharani is saying, I will serve Krishna like this. I'll give him pleasure like this. And Srila Prabhupada, he gives his conclusion on this verse. He says, this example is given here to emphasize that a devotee should engage himself exclusively for satisfaction of Krishna without personal motives. That will make his life successful. See, Srimati Radharani is speaking this extreme example just to make us realize, you tuchha jivas, do some service to Krishna to satisfy him. She is a reminder for all of us, when we're reading these shlokas. And finally, in last few shlokas, she is saying, Krishna mora jivana, Krishna mora prana dhana, Krishna mora pranera prana, hridaya upare dharo, seva kari sukhi karo, ei mora sada rahe dhyana. Who is Krishna? Krishna mora jivana. Krishna is my life. Who is Krishna? Krishna mora prana dhana. He is the wealth of my life. Who is Krishna? Mora pranera prana. Krishna is life of my life. Basically, she is saying there is nothing more than Krishna in my life. Hridaya upare dharo. I hold him always in my heart. Seva kari sukhi karo. And I try to please him by rendering service. Ei mora sada rahe dhyana. This is my constant meditation. So what should be the constant meditation of a devotee? How to please Krishna by rendering service. What will please Krishna? What will please Krishna? This is the mood of a pure devotee. Mora sukha sevane, Krishnera sukha sangame, ata eva deha deya dana, Krishna more ekanta kari, kahe more praneshwari, more hai dasi abhimana. So she is saying that my pleasure, my happiness is in serving Krishna. I feel more happiness in service of Krishna than getting closer to him. And she is saying that because I serve him and he is pleased, he might call me Praneshwari, that you are life, you are my life, oh Radhe, you are my life. But oh Sakhi, I always take my position. And what is my position? Morahaya dasya abhimana. I am Dasi of Krishna. I am not master. I am not Praneshwari. I am Dasi of Krishna. And then she says, again she gives an example and she says, Kanta seva sukha pura sangama haite sumadhura tate shakshi lakshmi thakurani narayana ridhi sthiti tabu pada sevai mati seva kari dasi abhimani. So Srimati Radharani is saying, I have an example for this. Lakshmi Devi is there always on the chest of Narayan. There's a place, Srivatsa on the right side, where Lakshmi Devi resides or she is supposed to reside. But Srimati Radharani is saying, even when she has a position on the chest of Narayan, still she always wants to remain at the feet of Lord Narayan as a Dasi. Even when Krishna gives me the topmost position, still I want to remain the servant of Krishna. That is the mode of Srimati Radharani. And I'm sure all of you might have understood why Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. She is very, very special. Now, whenever next time we hear that Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee, she is very, very special, I don't think we'll have any confusion in life. And each one of us, when we look at the beautiful form of Srimati Radharani, we might always remember the mood of service that Srimati Radharani has. See, this mood of Srimati Radharani is what taught to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking the mood of Srimati Radharani, he does various pastimes in this beautiful Gaur Leela, and it's documented in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, to teach us what should be the mode of service. And therefore, our Sampradaya, Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara is very, very special. Very, very special. There's no other Sampradaya that talks about such an intense mode as that of Srimati Radharani. And all glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of him, this mood has been given to us, or this mood is at least described to us. And with time, when we become qualified, we'll receive this mood. So one thing that each one of us can think about when we are hearing all these different subject matters, deep subject matters from Shastra, we should always think about this, that I want to always engage in service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. That has been the mood that has been given to us by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He has given us this mood, that we have to serve Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. When people in Vrindavan, they would greet Prabhupada, Radhe Radhe Swamiji, and Prabhupada would turn to them and say, Hare Krishna. So this question was asked that why? They're saying Radhe Radhe, you chant Radhe Radhe. And nowadays people speak about this, that you should keep chanting Radhe Radhe. And ISKCON devotees are bewildered, should I chant Mahamantra, should I chant Radhe Radhe, what should I do? Yes. Prabhupada said that our mood is not just getting closer to one personality, our mood is getting two personalities closer to each other. We want to get Srimati Radharani and Krishna always close to each other. We want to serve them together. That's the mode that is given to us by Srila Prabhupada in the Parampara. Therefore we say Hare Krishna. So when you're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada gave the purport to this beautiful Mahamantra, and he said, this Mahamantra means, there is audio you all can hear. What does this Mahamantra actually means to us? What is the meaning of the Mahamantra? And Prabhupada said, the meaning is, O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your loving devotional service. So if we really call ourselves to be Prabhupada Anugas, followers of Prabhupada, this is the mode that we have to imbibe. That I want to serve Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And even while chanting, the mood has to be this, that I want to give them pleasure. I want to serve them by chanting. by hearing various different discourses, by doing some practical service, and so on and so forth. This is the mood that we are supposed to imbibe. Anything and everything that I do is for the service of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. This is what is taught to us by our acharyas. No sense gratification of oneself, but always giving sense gratification to the divine couple, Srimati Radharani and Krishna. Narottam Das Thakur, he has very beautifully sung this mood. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranahi More. Who are Radha and Krishna? For Narottam Das Thakur, Prana. Radha, Krishna, Prana more. They are my Prana. Jivane, while living. Marane, even when I am dead. Aranahi more. There is no question of having any other shelter except Radha and Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daserano Dasa Seva Bhilasha Kore Narottama Dasa. Oh, Narottam Das Thakur. So you are saying that your prana is Radha and Krishna even while living, dead, whatever, in whichever state? By the way, what is your actual identity? Narottam Das Thakur is saying, I am Das, Anudas of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the only desire that I have is, I want to serve this divine couple that is Sri Radha and Krishna. So you'll see this mood in all our acharyas. They want to serve this divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna. And this topmost mood is given to us, the most unqualified people on the planet, is given to us. हम समझ नहीं पाते ये सब क्या है or whatever, what is all this. And therefore people keep switching, at times. Especially when people go to Vrindavan, they want to find some Babajis speaking this and that, some esoteric subjects. And they want to switch. Why want to switch to any other place, any other organization? Here is a topmost mood given to us in the parampara. That is, our life is meant to serve Sri Radha and Krishna. Everything else is waste, except for the service of Sri Radha and Krishna. This is the mood that is given to us. May someday we imbibe this mood. And when we imbibe this mood, we will become perfect instruments in the hands of Guru and Krishna, and will attain ultimate perfection. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.